Okay, this is a scene depicting a Lewis and Clark expedition here in Missouri. That's Lewis or Clark. That's his guide, the Indian lady with her son on the back, their trusty dog, and the guide. Basically, this has to do with the Lewis and Clark expedition. They entered the White Cliffs region of the upper Missouri River. Lewis and Clark marveled at the abundance of wildlife they saw and the beauty of the surrounding area. Lewis remarked that it seemed as if those scenes of visionary enchantment would never have an end. The famous expedition began and ended in the St. Louis area and included a permanent party of 33 persons. It was a scientific foray into lands previously unknown to European Americans, as well as a diplomatic expedition meant to contact American Indian tribes. The major objective was to find a practical all-water route to the Pacific Ocean. This scene portrays Meriwether Lewis, William Clark, Sagawa, and her baby Jean Baptiste, Clark's body servant York, and Lewis's faithful dog Seaman on a creek which feeds into the upper Missouri River. Depicted at about the halfway point of their journey, the men are dressed in a combination of European and Indian style clothing. Captain Lewis carries a 1792 contract rifle right there and an S pontoon, a symbol of his military rank. Clark is writing in one of his journals. A priceless record kept by the explorers of their discoveries. Sagawa carries a digging stick with antlers on it. And in the backpack here, her baby, she's got it like a backpack on. And there's a baby in it. But it's a pretty cool scene. This building I'm in, the Drury Plaza Hotel, is an old fur trading building where they had auctions. But York is seen holding a rifle. He was an expert shot who did much of the hunting for the party. Not only did York accompany Clark throughout the expedition, seeing all of Clark's personal needs, he also performed many of the same duties as the other expedition members. An indication of the respect and trust he earned is shown by the fact that Lewis and Clark granted York full vote on the most crucial decision of the journey in November of 1805. Some 60 years before his brethren were given suffrage after the Civil War. Seaman emerges from the creek after chasing some game. He was a Newfoundland dog, a breed noted for their love of the water, hunting abilities, and large size. Adult males averaging 160 pounds. Many adventures awaited Lewis and Clark as they passed further into the unknown, finding their way to the Pacific Ocean with the aid of American Indians and returning to St. Louis on September 23, 1806, with the loss of just one man. Meriwether Lewis and William Clark both settled in St. Louis after the expedition. Lewis was appointed governor of the Louisiana Territory but died in Tennessee in 1809 on apparent suicide. Clark served as governor of the Missouri Territory and superintendent of Indian Affairs and died in St. Louis in 1838. Sagawa and her husband, Toussaint Charbonneau, brought their son John Baptiste to St. Louis in 1809, where he was baptized at the site of the old cathedral and educated at St. Louis University. She died of a putrid fever at Fort Manuel in South Dakota in 1812, while Jean-Baptiste served as a trapper, scout, and gold miner in the West until his death in 1866. After an initial reluctance, Clark granted York his freedom and gave him a wagon with a 6-horse team which he used to start a freight business between Kentucky and Tennessee. He is thought to have died of cholera before 1832. Reports discounted by most historians persist that after the expedition he returned to the West to live among the Indians who considered him their equal. Anyways, this Drury Hotel is a very historic scene because it's where they did all their fur trading. And it had the last fur auction here. It's been restored, but pretty cool.
Memories on film, huh?
Yeah. This is the lobby.